Hi guys, here's Petr. Today I wanna record a special session for you because you can find out that I currently improved my VRSEDGE app. I added two very interesting concepts in this application. One is to calculate 1 degree of freedom. You know, who already, let's say, took part my webinars or simply and you understand that I'm using one of the rules, 1 degree of freedom, and time to time it's very difficult for you to say when it should apply and when you should consider, for example, leave the table and so on. And therefore now I implemented, it took me a lot of effort and algorithms, implemented this 1 degree of freedom, two rules which you can help you to give you a sign whether you should leave the table or not. Plus the second feature which I currently just finished and developed is this one variance from average and how to calculate the correlated numbers. You know that normally I'm using my system's primary pattern and secondary pattern, and the secondary pattern should be highly correlated, which means if primary pattern doesn't work on that one table which you just opened, the secondary pattern should work and should have a much better and higher probability to win. And you might ask how you can calculate the secondary pattern and how you can calculate the correlated numbers to your primary pattern. And now this functionality is part of VRSEDGE app. Here you can see that. What I'm going to do, I will generate 100 numbers, live numbers from my casino club. I start to generate the numbers and I will not bet on anything, but I will demonstrate and show you how you can use VRSEDGE app for analyzing the outcomes and also applying this 1 degree of freedom rule, which will be automatically calculated by the app right now, so you don't have to think about it. It's not your anymore human brain decision. You can use this help and it's directly in VRSEDGE app. You can just apply it. Of course, you can still decide on your own if you think the conditions are, let's say, not in your favor and when to leave the table. But in general, application now can really help you a lot to decide. So I can, let's say, enter some custom numbers. This time I will just select absolutely random 4 numbers, just without any, let's say, special idea behind, just to demonstrate you how these two new features will work. And also we will, for these 4 numbers, evaluate what's going on in this custom numbers part and how you can understand that. So I just now activated custom numbers here. I entered 4 custom numbers. I wanna play if average VRS ratio is higher or equal to 1.2, then I will play these 4 numbers, 3 levels, 8 spins. This is currently what is set up in my app. I will start entering the numbers which are generated by the casino, live spins, and we will start evaluating the outcomes, what's going on and how to understand it. So now I'm entering the first 9 numbers. That's okay. As I said, I will generate 100 numbers because if you want to calculate the correlated numbers, this will always give you 3 possible options. 3 possible options for correlated numbers, and I always will provide to you, whereas VRSEDGE app will calculate 3 numbers 3 times. So you can see then 3 times 3 different secondary patterns you will have in VRSEDGE app if you press this correlated numbers button. But as I said, the minimum total spins has to be 100 spins or more. If it is 100 or more, so you can press the button and you will see then suggestions for the 3 secondary patterns. And if one of the pattern is highlighted, can be even 2 patterns can be highlighted with the blue color, then you can see it's always comparison to your primary pattern. So now we will compare these 3 numbers, 3 options for 3 numbers to this is our primary pattern. This 12, 27, 18 and 25 is our primary pattern. We will calculate some kind of ratio for this pattern and we always, let's say, evaluate this ratio for these 3 secondary patterns. And if it is blue colored here, then this is the, let's say, best correlated 3 numbers pattern for your primary one. Also, you can maintain these different square fits, and currently 1.5 is my experience working quite well. You can change it and you can see the results. So let's enter the currently generated spins. Then we can continue. As I said, I will generate 100 spins to demonstrate how these new features will work. So I'm not betting, as I said. Right now I will enter the numbers, 100 spins. We already generated 20 numbers, and you can see then currently immediately the values here for our custom numbers are calculated already. Non-hit is 15, average non-hit is 20, and average VRS ratio is 0.18. Also the standard deviations are calculated, and I like to add then, if you wanna, let's say, use, and it's definitely my, let's say, advice from this 1 degree of freedom automatic calculation, which I just developed like a new feature, you need minimum 25 spins to be active. So if you currently nothing is happening here, that's correct, because we need minimum 25 spins or more to activate this feature. So this you can see immediately once I reach 25 spins and enter 25 spins, there is a immediately message saying high danger. So there is a high danger for the repeat rule, which I teach you at my webinars and explaining in my systems. So if this, let's say, repeat rule is met, and you can see now, then there is a high danger showing this field, there is also a good idea to consider to leave the table. And the second rule, which is also evaluated always here, is this progression twist. So there are special algorithms behind it, which are, it was not so easy for me to develop, but they are currently all in application. So once you see anything here like twist danger or high danger, then you can consider then 1 degree of freedom rule might take place, and you should maybe leave the table. It's your decision. And also the second option, it's always not high danger, also can be low danger. So this is, let's say, not so risky, and also can be empty. So if it is empty, there is no danger for repeat rule. So where we are, I will enter now another numbers which are generated to see what's going on. And you can see now this changed to low danger. So currently the repeat rule for it's low danger, so probably it's not necessary to leave the table. It's just a help, then might be, but currently it's still in the, let's say, certain okay range. Progression twist is currently not happening. That's okay, that's normal. So there is again special algorithm, and once you see here in this field twist danger, then again can give you a hint, maybe leave the table. This is how I evaluated the 1 degree of freedom rule, and I automate it completely, so you don't need to think about it anymore. You can just use my VRSEDGE app and everything will be automatically calculated for you. I will enter another numbers, then you can see what's going on. Again, you can see that for our custom numbers the values are changing. Currently non-hit is just 3 because our number 12 just came, and we said then we want to play if our average VRS ratio is 1.2. Currently we are far from that because it's mostly 0, so then we have to wait much longer. But I can tell you what I was doing. I was evaluating and running approximately right now 8,000 spins in another, let's say, instance of my application, and I entered special condition here for this average VRS ratio, and I can tell you I played in these 8,000 spins not so many times, maybe 40 times, but all the time 40 times it was successful. It was quite interesting for me, also surprised. Then there was not even one lost. So I will run again such a evaluation, and of course I will let you know if this looks good, so I can share with you this idea. and you can also try it, but it was very much promising, by the way, for me. So I said I developed this special VRS ratio. That's my own algorithm, and we know then if something is green, then it's, let's say, the ratio is higher than this average, which is here. But I combine this average VRS ratios for these 4 numbers together, and if it is certain, let's say, number is reached, then definitely you can start betting. And this is exactly set up in our app. So we want to start betting if this condition we will meet. Currently we are far from that, but this is exactly how you can use these custom numbers and conditional betting, and it's dynamic conditions creation. So this is quite good. As I said, I'm generating 100 spins because we want to see how the correlated numbers will work. As I said, we need minimum 100 numbers, and it is done. If I now press the button, nothing is happening. You can see I'm pressing the number button and nothing is calculated because we need minimum 100 spins. So again, where we are, I have to check. 27 is, I can see, quite successful for us. And yeah, I don't wanna, let's say, make so long videos, so hopefully in 20 minutes we can make it. But you can see also the repeat rule is currently yellow. It's still low danger, so there is still chance and some numbers might repeat based on my algorithm. But I think there is, if it is a low danger, 1 degree of freedom is not saying then you should immediately leave the table. This definitely, in case of high danger, I would highly recommend to follow that advice and leave the table. Now you can see it changed because it's evaluating always last 25 numbers. You can see here 25, so always last 25 numbers are evaluated for this special algorithm and rule. And if this algorithm is saying there's high danger of repeating the numbers, then you can see this high danger. So if we would be playing something, let's say our primary pattern or any pattern, and we see this high danger, we can consider to leave the table, but it's not mandatory. You can decide on your own, but it is good help. It's really automated, so you don't have to think about it. It's anymore your own brain decision which is needed. You can use VRSEDGE app for exactly this message. Again, it changed to low danger, and so it continues once you are entering, let's say, live numbers from your live roulette session. So it's always evaluated immediately, this 1 degree of freedom rule, what you should do. While I'm teaching all these rules, my webinars also already purchased my VRSEDGE system guide, so you can also find that I'm using 1 degree of freedom rule. And as I said, now I want to demonstrate you these 2 new features. Currently this 1 degree of freedom rule I already explained to you a lot, so you can see how it works in reality and using the real spins from a casino. And once we reach 100 spins, let's say soon, then I will show you how the calculation of correlated numbers works. So as I said, you can change this difference coefficient. Currently it is set up, I think this is the best value what you might find, but you can experiment again with you. The higher the coefficient, there is again chance and you will not find the best correlated numbers pattern. But as I said, this sec pattern means secondary patterns, and always providing you 3 options for secondary pattern, always connected to your primary pattern. And if it is, let's say, in the blue color, one of them can be even 2, even 3 can be blue. It depends based on your, let's say, difference coefficient and some kind of successful rate, which I'm calculating. Again, behind this there are a lot of algorithms, and they were really difficult for me to develop in this. I needed some time to think about. I also sketched the idea first, and then I was really, let's say, bug fixing a relative longer time. Then everything works properly and based on my conditions. So once you have to deal with this variance from average and you are looking for a secondary pattern which is highly correlated, this new feature in VRSEDGE App will help you, will do that for you. So this feature will evaluate last 100 spins, and based on your difference coefficient and so on, will give you 3 options what might be your secondary pattern which you might play on the same table. Because if your primary pattern is, for example, not successful, you want to know your secondary pattern which you might bet on, and this functionality and feature will give you 3 options you can pick. And what is blue, it's at the highest let's say, correlated secondary pattern which you might bet on instead of primary one. This is, let's say, my strategy. And let's enter the numbers. Sorry, 6, 2. I'm just entering. Now we have a nice red session, so you can see then how many numbers already have in red. That's nice. And now 35, so we had nice series of the 7 red numbers. Okay, we are closely going to have 100 numbers. I know it takes some time, but I'm trying to explain the rest of you. So now you can see that then for our custom numbers, this average ratio is almost 0.5, which is going up. This is quite interesting, so might be a chance and we will play soon. Let's see. And what I want to say then, if one of the numbers from your custom numbers will hit, it doesn't mean then your average VRS ratio will be 0. It's always taking the VRS ratios from all 4 numbers and creating an average from that. So therefore this will be always something, it won't be simply 0. So let's see. Now we have a 0 and 26. So we just need 18 numbers and we are done. So I will stop generating numbers once we reach 100 and comment on this new feature, how to calculate the correlated numbers pattern. And I can tell you, I always pick just 3 numbers. So secondary pattern will be for me always just 3 numbers, not 4, not 2, 3 numbers. But you will receive 3 options which you can use comparing to your primary pattern. It's always compared to your primary pattern successful rate. Again, special algorithm behind that. And important is then you understand when to use that. All of this I'm teaching in my webinars, also explaining in my VRSEDGE system guide. So if you have interest, so you can definitely, let's say, have VRSEDGE app, just visit my webpage VRSEDGE.com and you can immediately benefit using from this app. So as I said, I was thinking then I can develop these 2 new features, one negative freedom rule and how to generate variance from average correlated numbers and secondary patterns, and it will take me a little bit longer, but as I had good ideas, so I started to develop it and I currently finished that. So this is new version of VRSEDGE app. Who already has a VRSEDGE app will receive this new version with these 2 really important and good new features completely for free. As I'm saying this in my conditions. So just a few more numbers and we are there, so that's quite good. As I said, if I press now button, currently still nothing because we need minimum 100 numbers. But we can see also currently these colors here, so they're saying then these, let's say, streets, currently it's considering streets, are currently non-hitting. Let's say the non-hit is higher than average for street. Currently we can see the average street in average is coming in 13 spins, and these streets which have the colors, they simply do not hit in the 13 spins. So again, help for you what you should bet on. And if you take this VRS ratio for one number, you can see then currently number 31 has a ratio almost 3. So as I said, if it is reaching 3 or 4, you can consider betting on this number, but it's always better to bet on more numbers than 1, because 1 number is really probably not enough. So let's enter other numbers, and I think we are closely coming to our 100 numbers. Just this is number 18, and let's generate the last one, and I can show you the correlated numbers. Okay, I will generate one more spin, and yeah, so let's see what's going on now. So one more spin. So this number 30. And as I said, now I will press this button, calculate correlated numbers, and we know then our primary pattern is this one. And now I press this, and you can see these are the suggestions what you might play. So all three are with the blue color, so all three are good enough if you wanna play like a secondary pattern. You can see then currently we had no chance to play these 4 numbers because we have this dynamic condition here, but doesn't matter, there is some kind of coefficient for primary pattern. And based on this difference which I'm calculating, so this currently VRSEDGE app is suggesting then we can use all these 3 secondary patterns with a, let's say, higher success comparing to primary pattern. So personally, as you can see, the highest number is here. I would definitely use these 3 numbers, so I would bet on 36, 14 and 27 and skip betting on primary pattern. This is the idea behind how to beat variance from average and how to find the correlated numbers and when to use secondary pattern. So currently, based on this evaluation, our secondary pattern is 36, 14, 27, and we should bet on that. So thank you very much for this longer session today, and see you soon. Bye bye.